I do not use shampoo, and I'm constantly getting DMs and messages, comments from you guys about what do I use instead of shampoo. So today I'm gonna go through my full natural hair care routine. As you can see, my hair is a little bit crazy. I haven't cleansed it. I'm just gonna say cleanse. Like I haven't, you know, done anything to it in 6 days. But I mean, considering that, that's one of the things that I love about since I've stopped using shampoo. I can go so much like longer and my hair still like looks relatively good in between my cleansing or washing sessions, because I do use things instead of shampoo. And I think this video will also be helpful even if you don't want to quit shampoo. You can still use these things, especially if you want to, you know, try and use shampoo less, or you know, you want some natural, you know, hair care tips. I found some things which work really well in my hair, and I also have some other tips of what I've heard other people using in their hair for different hair types. The first thing, this is what I do every single day to care for my hair, and that is using a natural bristle brush. And this one is made from agave, so it's actually vegan, which I really like. And I just ordered this off Amazon. So what this does is basically helps distribute the natural oils that your scalp produces throughout your hair. And this is really important to stop it from building up on your scalp. And it also is really good for the ends of your hair, because that is why our scalp produces, or like one of the reasons why the scalp produces oils, is to, you know, hydrate your hair. And your hair wants that, especially if you have, you know, quite long hair like me. I want those oils to go down to the ends of my hair to keep them healthy and hydrated. So that's why I like to, you know, just give my hair a little bit of help. And I will go through quite small sections. Usually I do this like out in the garden, and it's quite relaxing. I actually like brushing my hair, and this brush feels really nice. One thing is you've got to make sure that, you know, you care for the brush. So occasionally, you know, give it a rinse. I also like to use a bit of apple cider vinegar on it, which is also what I use in my hair just to help sometimes. I haven't actually done that in a while, and my hairbrush is like looking pretty clean. I just like take the hair out every day. When I first stopped using shampoo, I did notice my hairbrushes like were suddenly like very different and getting a bit dirty, which I mean is a good thing, because then it means that that dirt isn't in your hair. Like when I say dirt, I mean like lots of like grease, I guess, from my hair, like, you know, adjusting. But now I don't really get that so much. My hairbrushes don't really get to how they used to, like when I first started. So that might happen for some of you guys as well. Like, don't be too worried. But my hair is feeling great, guys. Like, it's now been, I think, like 50 days since I stopped using shampoo. Originally, when I quit shampoo, I wasn't planning to do it for any longer. I was just gonna do it for the 30 days. Because I assumed that by the 30 days was up, my hair would be looking terrible and I would be really excited to use shampoo, but the absolute opposite happened. I feel so good about my hair care, and my hair like feels amazing. In fact, I kind of prefer it because it's less tangly and it feels more like moisturized, and I have more good hair days, because that's the thing about shampoo for me. I found that it gave me like the initial really good hair day, but then after that, unless I was washing my hair like every 2 days, the rest of the week would be a bad hair day and I'd have to have it tied up. But now I can last much longer, having between when I wash my hair, I know it's gonna look good still. Like, I have my hair down way, way more than I used to. That is like probably the biggest pro for me, is the fact that I can now have my hair down almost every single day. So now I've fully brushed through my hair, and this is something that I do every single day to help maintain it, and it really helps, you know, keep my hair looking fresh every day. I am gonna show you my holy grail. Like, I am obsessed with this thing. I use it for so many different things, and that is flax gel. This is what it looks like. I know, it looks questionable. This stuff is amazing. I use it as skincare, as like a nice, natural, gentle moisturizer. I use it in my hair to moisturize it as a hair mask, and I also use it as a gel. So you may have noticed like my hair's kind of got like a bit of frizz going on right now, and it's because I had it wavy yesterday, so I just brushed out those waves. And the only reason why my hair was able to like stay in the waves all day long, it's actually lasted me like 2-3 days before, is because I put this flax gel in my hair and then I do braids and leave it like overnight. My hair lasts for ages, and my hair never normally holds styles. So this flax gel is amazing. I also do it when I do ponytails, because, you know, I've got like a bit of a fringe growing out. The reason why I love this is because it's homemade, it's super easy. It smells amazing because of something that I added to it. So I'm now gonna explain to you what's in it. It's flax seeds and then water, and you just boil it until it comes to a nice like thick consistency like this, and then you drain the flax seeds out with a cheesecloth. And then I also decided to add some rose petals, some dried rose, to this mixture, and that was my first time trying it. I'm so glad, because now it smelled like fine. Before it kind of just smelled like nothing, maybe like porridge or something, because like, you know, flax seeds have a bit of a very subtle smell like that. But I've added the rose and it just makes it smell so delicious. So basically I'm gonna coat loads of this all over my hair, because I also do want to use this batch up. I made it like a week and a half ago, so it does last quite a while. I haven't had any issues with that, especially because I do use it literally every day on my face in the morning, and then very often in my hair, and then also like, you know, my sister uses it and stuff as well. So I get through my batches pretty quick, and obviously you can make just small batches, but this is one of the things when it comes to hair care and just any products, this is obviously water-based, so that's why it doesn't last that long, and you have to keep it in the fridge. I store this in the fridge. And when you're buying products, if you're buying water-based ones, that means they're gonna have some sort of preservative in it. Now, there are natural preservatives. I'm pretty sure you can use like lavender essential oil as a preservative. Most products obviously aren't using those, and you know, the unnatural preservatives can be quite harsh, especially for your hair and especially for your skin. That's why I personally prefer to use homemade products, especially if you know, they're water-based ones, because then I know exactly what's gone into it. And you know, obviously natural products can be quite, you know, a bit more expensive, and it's hard to, you know, do some research. Like, you have to do a lot of research into ingredients, and it's just sometimes annoying. So that's why I personally like making a lot of my things homemade. But you can, you know, use products if you want to. There are lots of good brands out there which do, you know, organic hair care and things like that. So for me, this is the best moisturizer, because it doesn't leave it greasy or anything like that. It just like moisturizes it in a way that like water would, because it is actually technically water. There isn't even any flax seeds left in it, but it's just a bit more thicker and like extra hydrating than water. Because lots of girls who do the no shampoo method do like to use, you know, a little bit of oil in the ends of their hair. But for me personally, I'm a little bit scared, because when I was first going through the transitional period, I did try to use a bit of coconut oil in my hair, and it literally lasted in my hair for like 5 days, and it made it look awful. And it really, like, I went in the sea multiple times and my hair just like wasn't absorbing it. And I think it's because my hair is like stick straight naturally, so if I want to have it like how it naturally is, like, it really shows up if it has like oil in the ends, especially, you know, something like coconut oil. I know some people do use jojoba oil. I think there's lighter oils you can get, but to be honest, I'm just kind of scared now. Like, I don't want to have to go through that of having like thick oil which refuses to wash out of my hair, because obviously I'm not using soap in my hair. Just water is not gonna be able to get that out, and even like vinegar wasn't really helping that much. For some girls, that might work in your hair if your hair like absorbs it. I guess my hair just isn't dry enough to need it. So this does great for like moisturizing it. So I'm just putting this in as like a hair mask this morning. I might put a little bit more on actually. I'm also gonna put some on my face because it's really good skincare, super moisturizing, feels slimy. So one question which I get quite a lot is, does my hair smell? And that is like quite a valid question, and the answer is yes, it does. It smells amazing. So the reason why my hair is still smelling amazing is because I'm still using scented things in my hair, just natural scents like essential oils or, you know, dried herbs, rather than, you know, the scent from the shampoo. So I'm going to be making a herbal tea rinse, and this is what I use in my hair at the end after I've rinsed it with whatever I'm using to cleanse it. So I'm going to be using a tablespoon of rosemary. What's really nice as well is I'm learning a lot about different plants that have other properties. So not only do these plants make your hair smell amazing, for example, rosemary really helps with hair growth. So, you know, if you're trying to grow your hair like I am, a bit of rosemary, essential oil, or the actual herb like this is really great for that. And then, as you guys know, I just love the scent of rose. I use rose in pretty much everything, so I always like to add some dried roses. It literally smells amazing and it looks so aesthetic. You just make it like how you would make a normal tea. I'm gonna add 1 cup of water, and then maybe a little bit more, because obviously, you know, sometimes it evaporates, because I want to make like this much, like a mug of the tea to rinse in my hair, onto just like the highest temperature, and then just wait till it starts actually like boiling like a tea. So as you can see, it's now boiling away. I'm gonna turn it off and literally just leave this on the side until it cools down, and then once it's cooled down, I will pour it back into the mug through a strainer, so I just have like the tea that's left. So this morning I do really need to cleanse my scalp because there is a little bit of oil buildup. One of the ways that I like to do that is a dilution of apple cider vinegar and water. I think some people say to do like 50-50. I do maybe a little bit less. And yeah, apple cider vinegar is really good because it helps like distribute the oils, and I think it also, I read somewhere, it like helps soften your hair. Apple cider vinegar is really good, and it was what I was using for like the first month, the first 30 days during this challenge. But I've since then learned about a few other things that you can do. So one of them is baking soda and water. I think you can also use that along with the apple cider vinegar. Or something that I've actually used twice now, and both times that I've used it, my hair has looked amazing afterwards, and that is a mix of moringa powder and then also this stuff, which is called shikakai powder, and it's what they traditionally use in India in their hair. So shikakai helps to close porous areas of your hair, and it just makes it super shiny. You can use it as like a shiny, like shine hair mask. That's what some people use it for. But what I like it for as well is I find it really cleanses my scalp quite well. It really helps like absorb the oils, like any excess oils in my scalp. So that's why I really like it. And it's been used in Ayurvedic healing for thousands of years, and that's kind of like one of the reasons why I quit shampoo. I really wanted to step into my more like feminine side of being, you know, like gatherers and using plants and like discovering all the uses of plants that, you know, most of us have like forgotten in this modern world, and realize, you know, obviously people have always cared for their hair for thousands of years, but they didn't used to use shampoo. Shampoo didn't exist back then, but they still had amazing hair. So what was it that they used? And it's things like this that people used to use before shampoo existed. So yeah, and it's working so well for my hair at the moment. That's why I keep talking about it, guys, because I'm just so much in shock, because when I first did it, I was terrified. I thought, no way was I gonna be able to do this. My hair's way too greasy. You know, I exercise, I go to the gym. Like, how is my hair gonna be healthy? And like, I had loads and loads of questions, a lot of questions that you guys are asking me. And so that's why I want to talk about it, to say, actually, like, I had all these fears about it because I've obviously used shampoo literally my whole life. I wasn't like a super heavy user of it, so I think that does help, you know, if you're interested in it and you're currently using shampoo every single day and it's not a natural shampoo, you have to do it in slow steps. So I already was using more natural product and I wasn't washing my hair excessively, so that's why what really helped with my transition. But it's also just having a bit of like faith in yourself that, you know, ultimately you are the one person that knows your hair best. You're the person that knows your body best. You need to listen to it and, you know, really realize like what works for you and trust your intuition. And so that's what I do for my hair care. I know, like, personally for me, this is working really well, and I know it's what's right for my hair. So things that work for me might not work for you, of course, because everyone's different. So, and obviously your lifestyle might be different and things like that. So this is actually really easy and simple to do. This is one of the things about my hair care. I didn't want to be, you know, having to do like complicated things, especially if I'm making things homemade. So basically, big spoon moringa powder. Place that in there. A big spoon of my shikakai powder. And also what's really interesting, there's a lot of different like plants, seeds, fruits, different powders basically that they use in like henna and things like that. So if you were interested in doing like a more natural hair dye that does exist, that is what I use to tint my eyebrows as well, is henna. So that's really amazing if you are someone who wants to dye your hair, that there are alternatives. So I'm basically just going to keep adding this until it makes like a thick paste. I realized the last couple times, the first few times that I did it, I think I maybe should have made it a little bit more liquidy than I originally thought, because it wasn't really like spreading on my hair so well. So I think if it's more liquid, will make it easier. So to apply the hair mask, you're going to want an old hair claw and a little comb. And you definitely gonna want to do it in the shower, because it can get a little bit messy. Like, ideally I would want my shower doors closed. When I did it with my shower doors closed, it was fine. When I did it for the first time, because I wanted to record like me trying it for the first time, I also didn't really know what I was doing. So you're just gonna want to part your hair. To be honest, my hair's kind of already parted in the middle. Like, it's not that important. So I've made it a little bit more liquidy than the first times that I made it. The first time I made it super thick. To be honest, I think it like absorbs the liquid though, because I think it's gone back to thick. So literally just smush this into your scalp like that, because you want it to, you know, be properly on your scalp. So that's why I like to do it in sections, to make sure that I'm definitely, you know, not missing any spots, because it's not really like a liquid, it's more like a thick paste. So you kind of need to make sure that you kind of apply it like how you would like root dye. So like now I'm gonna go separate my hair, fold my hair over and apply some more. So I'm also gonna put a little bit on the ends of my hair, but mostly focusing on my roots. This is the hair mask in my hair. I know it looks crazy. It looks like a bird pooed in my hair. It kind of does smell quite earthy as well. I'm gonna try and leave this in for as long as I can, like probably about an hour. And this is my hair once it's pretty much dry. This is what it looks like from the back. I think it might be a tiny bit damp still. This is my hair. I don't know why my hair takes literally hours and hours to dry. Like, it's actually crazy. And I've intentionally tried to like not tie it up all while it's drying. I'm really always like tempted to tie it up, but I just wanted it to actually be like naturally straight. One last hack, and this is probably one of my favorite things for my hair care, and that is to add some nice essential oil perfume. So I'm actually going to be adding this mix of essential oils called Moontime Majesty. This is from a brand called Living Libations. This one is particularly for your menstrual cycle because I'm currently on my period. So I'm just going to add a couple drops, see if any comes out. There we go. Just brush this through your hair. And what's really nice is your hair doesn't absorb essential oils like your skin does, for example. So it really stays in your hair, and it's just a great way to have perfume that actually like lasts really long and that is completely natural. So now my hair smells, looks and feels lovely. I haven't had to use any harsh chemicals, and my hair is still able to like be how it naturally wants to be, and I just love this way of caring for my hair. Comment down below any more tips, because I have actually been learning a lot from you guys as well, teaching me about different things that you can do for your hair, and it's so nice to hear that other people are also trying to use more natural hair care products. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!